Hey, good day. This is Sarah here, and welcome to part two of our Bella series. This month is really a time for retreat, and the summer is a good time to do this. I don't know if you know about my coursework, uh, really the programs that I run, my philosophy, if you will, what my art and coaching is all about. It's based on well, yeah. I'm just gonna. I guess I haven't talked about this in a bit, but it's based on four different cycles, if you will, and it starts with the retreat. And for me, because what you may know about me or may not know about me is that a lot of the work that I do is really work for connecting with our insides, so that we can, get unblocked and create freely and, with enthusiasm and with zeal. If you've been a creative or an artist, you may have in your studies realized just just the synchronicity or uh, well, the application. It's spiritual in nature. I mean, all the artistic theories and principles work in the spirit realm, because they are of the spirit realm. Creativity is of our creator, and so it just makes sense. And so the more we grow creatively, the stronger our relationship becomes with the creator, that inner guide, the conduit, if you will, that you connect with and become this channel to release really uh, what you've been wired to release, maybe what seeds have been planted in you that are going to rise up and be sown. And so I get excited about that. I find it just exciting to work with women and help them to uncover, rediscover, recover parts of themselves, facets of themselves that over the years, have been wounded, have been, uh, somehow been the very thing or situation, the very relationship that perhaps, like myself, you came to believe something about yourself that wasn't really true. And so when we're not living or creating out of our true self, it can be very frustrating and difficult. It's really the breeding ground for a lot of doubt and frustration. So that's what I bring to the, that's my message. That's kind of how I roll. Is I'm really in there to really as breakthrough ministry, so to speak. That's just my heart, because really I want freedom for myself, and I want freedom for others as well. So this month, particularly, we're using the tool of retreating. We're using one of my paintings, Bella, as a inspiration so that we can discover more about our mindset, things that are undermine our creativity. And I just want to thank you for joining me. I've titled today's talk, The Use of Disappointment. All right. And I'm going to be bringing in a few slides just to help you. And of course, that's always nice to look at slides. And this is Bella. So she's back there. And so today we're going to talk about how to use disappointment to evolve yourself creatively. And last week I highlighted some of the uh, sorry, I'm distracted here. I thought I understood this. Oh, okay, there we go. I can change my slides. I'm using a new feature on StreamYard. We can now do slides right from the StreamYard. So anyway, you can't just paint or draw. You got to learn how to do all these other things, and so it's a lot of fun. But anyhow, so in part one of the Bella series, I highlighted some of the common disappointments that that block us creatively, and so using like these 6 examples, we didn't get it right the first time. didn't get the results that we wanted. Maybe it's not what you expected, this project or this particular piece that you're working on, and just can't seem to connect. Um, and perhaps you thought maybe if you purchased a class, when I'm in that learning mode, and again, disappointment leads to frustration and self-doubts, which sets me up to think I need to go buy some more stuff, right? Because I don't know enough. And so I'm really, once again, reaching outside of myself for the solution when I need to be reaching inside. Because if something is welling up in me, I've been given the tools, I've been given the knowledge, I've been given the opportunity to grow some more spiritually. And through that, just that dependence on that inner guide, I'm going to grow emotionally. So they all work together. So maybe you purchased a class or a course, or you bought another book or lesson, so to speak, and it's really not what you thought. Maybe it's good, but you're just not seeming to be able to connect with it, or get yourself motivated to be able to do it, and so maybe that joy is gone, right? That anticipation or expectation that you'd know what to do with it. And it's causing you maybe not to be so carefree and spontaneous. That in and of itself is a block, right? When we're all uptight and we just can't let go. So each of these are focused really on the outcome, not really the experience. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to get back into that experience. And so maybe just bringing to mind, ones that resonated with you before, those thoughts or beliefs about yourself or what you're working on that could be blocking you. So, again, thanks for joining me, and let's get a new perspective. See what's possible, and go from there, right? So, are you ready to choose a new experience? All right, let me see if I skipped ahead of myself on these slides. I think I did. Let's see. We're ready for a new experience. Okay, so anyhow, I think I'm missing a slide. So I'm just going to go ahead with things, and we will catch up on the other side of it. Plus, I have a little PDF I'm going to put into the comments that you can print out, and you can use that as a journaling piece. So I'll do that after we wrap up. So you have to stay to the end for that, huh? So anyway, let's talk about how we can use disappointment as an opportunity. All right, because disappointments are going to happen. We're human, right? And so let's think about working on the reasons rather than feeling the disappointment. All right. So, once we recognize we're disappointed, we don't have to go down that track. We can just simply stop and stand in that place and declare, okay, I'm disappointed. And rather than going through all of that and getting stuck and feeling dejected and thinking about how you could handle the situation differently and that sort of thing. So it would be a good idea just to stop. Yeah. Think about that. How could you handle it differently? Differently for a more positive outcome, especially, differently for yourself. And just jot those takeaways. Begin working on them instead of letting the disappointment take root and become a block. So disappointment's going to come. All right. So just choose to let it bring you to wisdom and grow towards your goal or your dream. And know that, when disappointment comes, and the thing is the disappointment comes when I'm depending on my own power, when I'm just looking at what I think I know or what I know. So one of the things that I do is I open my mind and heart for a new experience. And I may even stop and ask, myself, am I ready for a new experience? And then just ask, okay? Ask your inner guide, ask the Holy Spirit, ask your higher power, if I give up this disappointment, if I turn all this over to you, what would you have me do? What would this look like? Sometimes it's a color, you're off on color. Sometimes it's a technique. Maybe you're not sure how to express something that you're sensing, seeing, or feeling. And so just asking for that and just taking time to be quiet and be still, you may get some new revelation. All right. When we give up what we think we know, we find that, the universe, okay, creation comes to us, and it's a lot better. So the second thing is not to take it personally. Taking disappointment personally is never helpful. So instead, you could acknowledge and respect the work that you've put in. Um, and as a result, you'll gain from the disappointment. Think of it as a life event, and you'll avoid wasting time, energy, and resources when you choose not to take it personally. Um, it sounds so easy. It really does. Um, and in life, these are certainly good truths for life as well. But the thing is when I take something personally, that's just my emotional immaturity. I have to stop being, childish and be more childlike. And that's where I'm going to, open up myself to, again, begin creating out of an enthusiasm instead of the disappointment, letting it block me. And learn about the successful failures. Okay. You've heard countless stories of people who've made big names after having innumerable failures and disappointments. Successful people do what other people don't want to do. And it's putting in the effort. Let's face it. If I could charge you any amount, if I could guarantee, the outcome. And the thing is, as humans, sometimes that's the mindset we fall into. It's like, I don't want to do the work. I just want the results. But that's not how it works. So we have to put the effort in, experience the disappointment. We have to, we can't not feel disappointed, but we can feel it, not hold on to it, not entertain it, but instead persevere. And then that's how we'll create, the life and the art that we dream of. So we look for those hidden opportunities. We wait and see an opportunity that presents itself as the outcome of our failure. And perhaps we're going to be led to something new, not something new personally or professionally. A skill that would enhance or help us to relearn a creative expression, things that maybe you had earlier but you missed, and it got highlighted to you. All right. So it's amazing that in spite of where we are, we can still reach others through our creative expressions. All right. And so as we go back and we look at works in the past, we can see the growth opportunity, and we can look upon it with that new perspective and really appreciate that the process. And that's my last point. So, this is like the fifth of these things, focusing on the process. The thing about disappointments is that, they're just part of the overall method, and it boils down to being patient and continuing on our path. So don't get discouraged. Just learn to move on. And when you're ready, you can choose a new experience. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. We move out of our disappointment. We call out our dreams. Okay. And your yes requires effort and perseverance. So take the 5 suggestions I've given you. See how you can make a new start today. All right. So first, you could write down the beliefs that you recognize that you feel like these are the beliefs. The truth about it is, and then write that down, jot that down. This is called strategy. And as artists and being creative, strategy is part of being creative. Our strategy is our mindset. It's having an open mind and an open heart. And then next, just consider what that would take for you to physically, emotionally, and spiritually manifest what you're envisioning, and just write those steps or actions down that are going to get you from point A to point B. All right. Where you are now to where you want to be. What is it going to take physically, emotionally, and spiritually? All right. You might have to let go of some old ideas or strong opinions, right? About color, about composition, about, the time of day you paint, maybe about the tools that you're using. It could be that emotionally, You're going to have to let go of some things maybe that were spoken over you, or that you've come into agreement or told yourself. And then spiritually, are you ready to have a new experience, to let go some more and really trust this creative process with your creator, so that you can, move again from where you are now to where you'd like to be. And then lastly, you want to implement those things. Take it a step at a time. Take the actions. You've got the list of steps. Maybe you need to put them in the right order. Like, I can't do this till I do these two things. But I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear about your transformation. I want you to let me know how I can help you further. And of course, I want you to be blessed. So I look forward to hearing from you. Like I said, I'm going to put a journal page in the comments. And thanks for hanging with me today when I'm trying out my new um, uh, the new feature here in StreamYard. Yeah, I will play around and practice with that some more. Um, and and just know that, so often when we're shifting our mindsets and taking these new actions, the actions that are necessary to move forward, we leave behind the remains of the consequences, all these, these offenses or things, out of sight, out of mind. But stay tuned, because part three, we're going to really get into go in a little bit deeper, because recognition is not enough. All right. This new innocence awaits, and we're going to go within, and we're going to have a guided meditation next week. So look for part three. And again, let me know how I can help you further. All right. I'd like to hear from you in the comments. Okie doke. All righty. You take it easy. Bye-bye.